what it is. If I was gonna lose to anyone, you know, what what better guy to lose to than a guy like Jan, a classy champion, a cool dude, a very nice guy, a guy who has a great story in himself, on his way of getting cut from the company, comes back and then dominates, becomes a light heavyweight champion, and then hands this guy, a future legend, his first loss. Yeah, if I was gonna lose to anyone, I'm glad I lost to him.
Ended up being a pretty tactical battle on the feet. I mean, can you talk about, I guess, kind of what your game plan was and how it played out versus what you thought you were going to see tonight?
That was my game plan pretty much. Just draw out some of his attacks, but he took his time tonight. He didn't. I think he respected me as well. Like I did respect him. I respected his power. I felt his power, and yeah, I can handle that Polish thing. Yeah, that was the game plan pretty much. He didn't rush as much as I thought because he respected me, which is, rightfully so. But also he respected the fact that I got up from his takedowns early on. It wasn't until the last round, I credit him for this, he timed it well. And then I'll have to have a look at the tape and see where my mind was at. But he just timed it well with that takedown, and then I had a good lockdown. I was trying to get the deep half when I had the lockdown, but also he wouldn't make space to punch. He did the whole pitter-patter thing because he was just going to steal the round, because he knew, like, if he gave me space, I'm slippery, man. I'm slippery, and I was going to get back up. So credit to him. He's a great champion.
The later rounds, as you said, were kind of clear in scoring with the takedowns. I think some of the earlier rounds, maybe not as much. I mean, what did you guys, you ended up only getting one round, the third. What did you guys think about the scoring as it was playing out?
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a difference. I don't know about those 10-8 rounds, and I don't know about those some of those scorecards from the judges. But yeah, I lost the fight to the better fighter tonight, the craftier fighter tonight, and yeah, but it wasn't like an ass whooping or anything. Like when he had me on the ground, if he had postured up and then wailed on me and thrown some crazy elbows and crazy punches, connect crazy. Yeah, I can say, yeah, give it a 10-8, give it a 10-7 even. Use the whole 10-point must system, but it wasn't none of that. He just held on and just, snuck some shots in to try and keep it busy enough that the referee doesn't stand it up. And that's a veteran move because he's a veteran in this game.
Yeah. I know you'll want to let this thing soak in, but I mean, at this moment, any regrets? I mean, obviously you took a big chance here, right? I mean, you rolled the dice and it didn't pay off. Any regrets?
No regrets. No regrets. Like I said, this is, like, I don't know, I feel like boxing or the boxing module or model has made it a bad thing to lose, which is, yeah, it sucks losing, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the end of the world. Like I said, I've lost before in the past, and like, one of my friend, BDK, rest in peace, I've lost many times, but I remain undefeated. It's about this. Like right now, me and my team, we're just excited to get back home and work on certain little details because I was drawing them out. He was trying to parry my jab, and I had an opening for my changeup, and yeah, he had good defense. He had an answer for a lot of things that I was throwing at him. Well, I caught him a few times. I didn't hurt him, but he didn't hurt me either. But yeah, it is what it is.
Nice. Last thing for me, I know you want to kind of go back to the drawing board, but do you see a career path for yourself right now? I mean, is it, hey, let's just go dominate 185 and show what we can do? Do you still, like, hey, I want to still entertain, maybe a move back to 205 at some point? I mean, what's the plan?
Definitely. You'll see me back at 205 later in the future, but right now, I go to division, I got to dominate, and I know they're going to be thinking, oh, that's it, you just got to take him down, and then that's it, you got him. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. But I'll remind them again why I'm the king at 185.
Izzy, to your right.
What's up, Kev?
How much do you think his size was a factor, like that you weren't able to hurt him with any of the counters that you threw or anything? Do you think that his size helped him and take some of the shots?
No, I wouldn't say the size because I can't hurt big dudes. I think it was just his defense. He was really tight with his defense and smart with defense. And also, like I said, he was not as careless with his offense like he usually is. You see him in the past where he was just like kind of march 1-2, 1-2, throwing like these weird angle punches, but he didn't. I was ready for those. I was even trying to draw them out certain times. I'd shake and bake and, invite him to like lunge, but he didn't. So yeah, he played it safe. He knew he had to respect my game, and so did I. I respected his game, but his size didn't really make that much of a factor until the last round when my legs just got fatigued, but my lungs were still fine.
I know you pay a lot of attention to, excuse me, what goes on. Do you feel like from what you've seen, this was the best he's ever fought in the UFC?
I have to watch the fight again to see what it looked like. What it felt like was different. I wouldn't say it was the best he's ever fought from what I saw, but I have to watch the fight. But I don't think so. It was a lot closer than the judges were trying to make it out to be, you know.
And obviously, the whole thing about you trying to make history was got people interested in the fight. You also had the feud with John, right? The personal thing, and I know you wanted to fight John. Now that John is a heavyweight and you've been in there with a light heavyweight, is that out of the picture now, or do you still feel like in a couple months or whatever years you could fight John?
Never say never. Never say never. But right now, like I said, I'm going back down to 185 and getting my work done. But yeah, fuck that nigga anyway. It's all good.
So busy. When you look at how you played the tactics of the 205-pound debut in the UFC, when you do move up again, will you still keep the same strategy of not putting on any extra weight and trying to keep yourself faster?
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. My team and I will have to think about that. But right now, yeah, I honestly, I could have won this fight. This is not like blah, 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 blah. But tonight, he played a better game plan, and he was a better fighter tonight. That's it. Like, he respected me, and I respected him. And we had a great showing of ourselves. But, yeah, I'm not like, heartbroken. I hate losing, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like, oh, my God, fuck, he really embarrassed me. Like, that was it. Like, I felt like I had a great showing for myself. I represented my team very well. But now we go back to the drawing board, and it's kind of fun. Like, I look forward to, like, this is the dip in my story, you know what I mean? This is the bit where, the valley, if you will. And then I rise up again like the phoenix that I am.
There's a moment in the third round, I think, where he tried like a jumping knee, and you both had a little exchange and a laugh. Were you guys talking to each other or just sort of acknowledging?
I can't remember what I said, but I kind of giggled because I was like, yeah, like, nice try. But, the guy's a good fighter, and he felt me. Like, I took his best punches, and, everyone was like, when you get touched by this guy, you go to sleep. I'm awake. He grabbed me double underhooks and took me down. I got back up when he gave me space. And there was another one where I think I stuffed it or I broke his grip, and then he kneed me in the face on the way up, and I was right on him again, and I could hear him breathing heavy, and I knew, like, right. But he just had his defense really tight for this fight. He wasn't as careless as I was expecting, because I was expecting a careless Jan. And I thought I would draw out some mistakes from which I did, but then he was able to fix those mistakes on the fly. So, man, credit to the guy and his team. They put on one hell of a game plan, and they got their guy ready for me.
Last thing for me, were you surprised, because I know going into this you were expecting his left body kick,
yeah,
and were you surprised that he didn't really throw that, and that
he did, but not as much.
Right, yeah. And he seemed to check your right kick to his shin. You seemed to check it.
Yeah, but the inside leg kick when I was southpaw was hitting him, and I was liking that. And I was going back to it, but then he started checking it. I still went back to it, and when I faked it, he was biting. He was biting on a lot of the things I was throwing. But like I said, I just have to watch the fight again, and then have my my infamous post-fight shower, so I can just like dissect everything and get away from all the noise and really see what was going on, because there was certain I was so lucid, I was so calm, I could hear everything, I could feel everything, and it was just like, it was one of those things where I felt like I was in the moment, but yeah, it just wasn't my moment tonight.
Is he right here? I'm curious, I know you said you have to go watch the fight again, but in the fight, did you think the fight was a 2-2 going into the final round?
I didn't even know it was the fourth. I was like, when I heard it was the fourth round, I was like, oh shit, I thought it was the third. Like, I was just having fun in there. Like, I was so lucid, and I felt myself, I was smirking a little bit. I was smiling at certain things when I knew I had him. And yeah, there was I didn't really score. I wasn't scoring the fight. I was just like trying to score points. I wasn't trying to knock him out, take him out, but I was trying to score points and just touch him. Like I said, just keep touching him, because trust me, I can drop these guys. I've done it before. Do it again, but I can drop these guys. And yeah, I wasn't scoring it, so I didn't really know what it was, but I'm telling you, some of those judges, they at least need to train. There needs to be some kind of criteria before you start judging MMA and not just get some guys from boxing like, oh, have a look at this MMA fight and judge. At least you need to get down with the business.
And you mentioned the scoring. Would you prefer to know the score going into rounds? So, like, if you didn't know it was the fifth round, all of a sudden you do, and you see maybe you're down.
I should have known. I think I should have known it was the fifth round, but I wasn't like I'm not playing this game like that. Like, you know, pitter patter. My gang, they let me know like, okay, this is the fifth round. I kind of heard someone mention it like to the ref, and I was like, oh shit, we are in the fifth round. But I knew it was the fourth round because I heard someone mention that as well. But I don't know. That's a good question. That might be a good thing. That might be a good thing.
And Invicta does it a few times. They show.
Oh fuck it, yeah. Then let them know. This is round 4. This is round 3, or maybe even scores like during the round, so you know if you're behind or not. I think. Wait, does Invicta let you know if you're behind?
They show the corner, and then it's up to the corner if they want to tell you what the score is.
That's smart. Let's do that then. Fuck it. Why don't we do it? That seems really smart. I like the fact that we have instant replays now. I don't know why that took so long as well. I'm sure they have a group chat that they can all just text each other, NSCA, you know. I think that's a really smart idea. So yeah, get it done. So that way, if my corner wants to tell me, like, yo, we need this round, I can, because I saw him getting tired. He would, trust me, I was fresh. He was getting tired. And the size played a factor in the fifth round.
And you had a couple teammates on this card. I know Carlos came up short, but he got the 50,000 bonus in a kind of fun fight, and then Kai got the spectacular win. So what'd you make of their performances?
I was inspired by both of them, by Carlos because of the way he showed himself in the first round. But it's one of these things that you just have to experience it. You know, you just have to get in the game, get the feel for it. He got into the second round, I think, for the first time in a long time. But in the UFC, really feel the fatigue. And yeah, his opponent was game. Bro, that guy is tough. I mean, he is Nigerian, but yeah, like he is tough. And it was just like there was a point he looked at Herb D and goes, "I'm okay," and I'm thinking like he's eating shots to the body and to the face, and he's look, like what's his name? Derek Lewis would say he's okay. But yeah, credit to him. And Kai, perseverance, man. I don't know what it was, but there was a bit where homeboy pulled him back down and then tried to sink the choke in, and Kai just fought like hell with the top hand, and it was like this never say die attitude. And I think it's that dad strength, man. Like that, you know, he's the new papa as well.
That's literally what he said.
Yeah, Kobe. I could see it. And also Eugene had an interview earlier on at the gym when we had a presser, and he talked about what they work with Kai when it comes to, like, you know, if the fight's not going your way. And he put that on full display tonight. Like, his perseverance was inspiring. And the fact that he even told me in the hotel, he's just like, he could feel him getting tired. And he thought to himself, just get up. Just get up. He's like, all right, bet. Got up and just fucked him up.
Israel right here. I want to know a lot of yourself. You know, you're a very confident guy. You've always portrayed that.
Still am.
You're undefeated. I mean, I want to know, you seem to be taking this really well. How much have you ever thought about what your first loss, if you ever experienced it, would be like?
Like I told you guys, I've lost in kickboxing, I've lost in boxing, I've lost in life, I've lost in love, I've lost in family. Like, life is, you know, you don't just win all the time. It's wins and losses. So you roll with the punches, pun. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't think about these things. Like, this was an option. In another parallel universe, I'm the double champ, and it all went, you know, the way I expected it to. But in this one, I came up short tonight, but, you know, I'm still here. When I go home, my team is still there. They love me. Nothing changes. You know, my family, my loved ones, I just called all of them, the ones that I give a fuck about, and they all love me. When I go home and I see Toothless and Millie, they're gonna see me and lick me, and they'll still love me. So that's all that matters. And at the end of the day, I leave here with a few mil, and I'm happy about that.
You said expect the unexpected with the walkout. You really did that. That was probably the most chill vibe. How far in advance did you know that's how you wanted to come out for this one?
Well, that track, one time in lockdown before the Costa fight, me and the boys went bike riding, and we, you know, with a few fun guys, and yeah, we were vibing, and I had that track in my head on repeat while I was vibing, while I was on a trip, and it was beautiful. And that track just puts me in this frequency where I just felt calm and at ease and in the moment. And I picked the track maybe 2 days ago, and I was like, yeah, that's the track I want to vibe with. And it was perfect. I felt that. And even his track was quite stoic as well and very airy, and I like that vibe. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, my interests are for me only. They're not really for anyone else. I could sell my interests to some artists because people always offer me like, oh, I'll give you this much if you walk out to my song. I'm sure I could do that, but it's not really for anyone else but myself.
The trip home, are we going to 2-week quarantine again?
Yeah.
Are we going to get internet easy, or do you already have other plans how you want to kill some time?
We'll figure it out. Well, I mean, I'm getting into Twitch now. I've got a green screen, got a whole Alienware set up, and I think by the time I get home, I've got this 34-inch or 38-inch curved monitor, alongside with the one my brother already. Shout out to my brother David as well. He set this whole thing up, and yeah, I look forward to just like getting into that esports world a little bit. But internet Izzy, hey man, if you want to talk that shit, guess what? I clap back, and I clap hard.
Thank you.
Easy.
Hey, Izzy, you've already beaten 3 of the 4 guys I'm about to mention, but who's most deserving to face you for the middleweight strap between the winners of Till and Vittori and Costa and Whitaker?
I've already stated I would like to fight Till if he can get it done. But who's the most deserving? We'll have to wait and see. Show me something. And I know they all think, oh, that's it. We've seen the chink in his armor now. But I'll tell you one thing. Every time in my life that I've lost in combat sports, I come back and I fuck the next guy up. I knock them out, actually. Because guess what? My team and I, we go back and do the work. And we know what to work on. You see Kai tonight? You see what happened? I'm telling you. Like, this is what we do. Even Eugene was telling me, like, I'm excited to go back and to the drawing board so we know what to work on. I'm excited as well because I'm like, fuck, I thought I'd be able to, like, handle his top game better. But like I said, he knew, because after I got up from the first one, he knew if he gave me space, what would happen. I'd slip away. I even, like, had his chin at one point. I thought, should I go for a guillotine? I was like, nah, slip it. I'll let that one go. But, yeah, I'm excited to go back home and work again on myself.
What did the Polish power feel like compared to the middleweights, the 20-pound difference between the two?
I know what people mean. I know what they mean. Like that. There's like that thud. But there was this kickboxer. I don't want to say the name, but like he met me in China one time, and he's like, "I know you. I saw you fight in Turkey. Man, you got a great chin." And that's what he remembered about me. And I was like, "Oh, yuck. Like I don't want to be remembered for being a tough guy. Like I said, I like to hit and don't get hit." So I'm not worried about getting hit. I just don't like to get hit because I like to do the hitting. But yeah. Wait, repeat the question. I rambled there for a little bit.
I don't even remember.
Fuck it, Shmurl.
How did the 20 pounds feel?
The weight. Oh yeah, it just felt that thud. It's just like a thud, but I didn't get rocked. I didn't get flashed. I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, the Polish power, legendary Polish power. If you get touched by, you're gonna sleep." But, you know, I'm still awake.
And then the last question. You want to be known as the greatest of all time MMA history. That's the goal. That's the journey. Where does this loss, where does this moment stack up along the way? When you reflect, how are you going to remember this?
Like I said, tonight I lost to a great champion, a deserving guy as well. I'm happy for him because in his story, like I said, he was, I think, 2-4 in the UFC on his way to getting cut, comes back, and fuck, I gotta go find someone in the woods who's hanging and get their rope or something. Do some crazy juju. I'm Nigerian, so you know I can go back home and get some juju as well. But yeah, he went on a tear and did his thing, became champion, and then he's the guy to hand me my first loss in MMA. That's a great story for him. So I'm happy for him, like actually. And I don't know if that's believable, but I don't really give a fuck. I actually feel happy for him, and it's not one of these ones where it's like, I gotta get that back. Like, I need to get that back. Like, if I never fight him again, so be it. Like, he's a great champion. If I was, even Eugene said, if we're gonna lose to anyone, it would be that guy. Like, it's a pleasure to share the cage with a cool guy like that. You know, in this game with a lot of douchebags and a lot of, I don't want to say what I want to say, but yeah, like, it's a pleasure to share a cage with someone like that. And like I said, you can ask him, he was tired, I was fresh, so he used his crafty veteran, you know, moves to take me down in that last round, and then he did what he did. He scored and secured the round. So credit to him.
Israel, back here to your right. Very important question. What kind of pizza were you eating yesterday morning at weigh-ins?
It was a pepperoni one, but then later on, we had like 5 or 6 pizzas in the room. even bigger ones like New York size pizzas, and we had different flavors. So I had like 6 giant slices or 4 giant slices last night. Yeah, and that's why I lost the jokes. I'm joking.
With a bottle of wine too, I imagine.
Nah, no wine, it's just lines. I joke.
How much did you actually weigh in the cage today? Do you know?
With all this on, I took this jacket off, but I was 201 pounds, 0.6 or some shit. But I'm sure I was probably around 200 or 199 maybe, if you strip me down.
And last thing for me, what was it like fighting in the Apex? I mean, you fought on Fight Island. Obviously, you fought in front of full houses before. But what was it like fighting here?
It was cool. I mean, this whole small cage thing, did you see me get trapped? Did you see me get, held against the fence for long? I'm pretty sure when I was against the fence, I was able to get off within 30 seconds. Yeah, this whole smaller cage thing is a myth to me. For the rest of everyone else, sure, it makes a difference. But for me, it's a myth because my footwork is still great. And, yeah, I can hack the system.
What about just the vibe in there, like when you're
vibe,
fighting?
compared to the Abu Dhabi Fight Island, the vibe, I was pretty present. I don't know. It was just felt like a death match being streamed to the rest of the world. Yeah, like some crazy shit. That's what Fight Island felt like as well, like some private island with some illegal fight to the death, and it's being streamed to the rest of the world underground. I like that shit. I love this life.
Thanks, man.
Easy.
Izzy, you said you're going to go back down to middleweight, but it sounds like you still have aspirations for light heavyweight.
Possibly heavyweight.
Or heavyweight? All right. What do you take from this for when you do come back? What would you change?
What would I change? That's a good question. I'll have to give you an honest answer another time, if I'm being honest, because I don't want to speak, I guess out of turn. It's still fresh. I haven't had my shower yet to really digest a lot of this. But what do I take from this? I mean, like I said, dare to be great, I'm still alive. I didn't really get outclassed, It was just, wasn't my night because the other guy was, better tonight. And I'm telling you, in another timeline, I beat this guy. Another timeline, he beats me in a different way. Like, there's so many different ways this could have ended up. But tonight, in this timeline, he was the better fighter tonight. So, yeah, I just have to really sit with it and sit with my team. Then we can decide exactly what we'll do next time. Because this is the game. This is what we do. We go back, reassess, adjust, and try again.
And one last thing, moving up that much weight, did your body feel any different? Like, you're able to perform just as well?
Yep. I felt great. There's no excuses on my part. I felt great. I felt calm in the back, eerily calm. The nerves, I was dealing with it well. I channeled it well so I can use it to my own advantage. Yeah, it's just in the cage. I just have to watch the fight again to see what mistakes were made on my part and what mistakes I didn't capitalize on, because I was making him make mistakes. Shit that I would have normally caught other people with. Somehow his defense was tighter than I expected, and also he came with a good game plan. So I just have to watch the tape, and yeah, we'll reassess and see what we do.
All right.
Is that it? Cool. Thanks, you guys. And also, wait, one more thing. Everyone who supports me, all my people, I appreciate you. I'm sorry I didn't like, I know the fact that I like to make my fans be proud, when they say what I'm going to do, what I've already said, being champ or double champ or whatever. So I'm sorry I let you down, but if you want to hop off the hype train, bro, get the fuck off the hype train. We're just stopping for a little gas. Understand? You can get the fuck off. But if you want to stick with me, and trust me, I'll show you a good time. It's going to be a fun ride, all right? And I appreciate y'all. Mwah.